Mm-hmm.
Flow
We
Sports is
don't
hot
want Matt to
garbage.
cry. We don't want Matt to cry.
No. No, we do not.
Whoa.
That's too
Okay.
bright.
Huh?
That's too bright.
It's fine.
What in the world are people
Oh, no, I turned it
doing?
off. But
I'm right now having my fantasy football draft. We're not very far from the end of it. But like early on in the draft, people were drafting Derrick Henry above a lot of people.
you should draft Andrew Luck.
My team name is Good Luck on a Golf Course.
Nice.
He's a good luck on a golf course. Not a bad luck, a good luck.
We've been streaming for about 5 minutes.
Oh, no shit.
Have we really?
Yep.
Oh.
By the way.
Hi, everybody.
Okay. Well,
Sorry, do you hear my slurping?
Okay, I'm eating too.
Yeah, I needs to eat.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they do.
Yep. I figured I'd continue the tradition of surprising you guys with streams. Oh, hey
You know-
guys, we've been streaming since
Hi.
before you even hopped on.
You know how you can sense somebody watching you? I felt like I had a feeling that you were streaming this
Yeah,
shit
we're
without
live
telling us.
now.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I was
right
also
there.
watching you. Intently, might I add.
I'm
Okay.
always feeling like somebody's watching me.
Alright.
I don't know what the pick of the week should be.
Mm,
I actually wanted it. The reason why I asked what happened today is because I wanted it to be related to ESPN, but I don't really have a picture.
the team's
Or you know what?
account on Twitter.
We don't steal their pictures, sir.
All right.
We don't do that here. We use our own. Actually, I have one in mind. I just gotta find it. Okay, here we are.
Well, another thing to bring up, it's officially, we knew it was going to happen, but it's official now that Truckee won the mascot contest.
Hey.
Yay.
I
Okay.
know Vegas was trying to brigade and get Cash up there.
Yeah,
but,
well, Cash is
he's in
stupid.
third now.
So, why would
Yeah,
people?
who took second?
Fuego.
Oh, good. Fuego's cute.
Yep. Oh, and speaking of Fresno, did you hear they're sending a good amount of people?
Nah, I heard they're sending like 40.
Oh,
Hey, that's pretty solid.
yeah, that's really good.
But that's not for a couple weeks, right? Like we've got the T2 next, don't we?
Yeah, it's a couple weeks away.
Okay.
But I mean, it's really nice. Just we've been creating a good relationship with the Fresno fans, so
Totally.
they want to come. Too bad they'll be missing the rib cook-off.
I know, yeah. Which I'm looking so forward to, by the way. All right, let's see here. This is photos. There it is. All right, we got one of my favorite pictures. Should be on the stream if you guys want to take a look at it real quick.
Nice.
Yes, very nice. Pops up all over the place. And I'm like, it's one of those things. Probably like your gifts, actually, where you're just like, oh, hey, that's mine.
Yeah, that does happen sometimes.
Which is fun.
The funny thing is especially for like my big long format ones, if they get post somewhere else on Reddit, someone tags me, they're like, hey dude, check it out. Oh, what's this all about? It's funny, people know my shit.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Brad, take a look at your screen. That's perfect. You are in the perfect spot. Actually, we can cut that. We can trim that picture a little bit here. We don't need all that space.
So I'm gonna switch sides this time so I'm not covered up by any preview shit.
Alright.
Oh, can you not switch sides, Matt?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. That's
I'm
actually
back.
really rad how easily you could do that.
It's
Just
really nice.
because I have space to the left of me, and then so does Brad. So,
Oh, right,
yeah,
right.
So it's like an over the shoulder for all three of us. All right. I guess we should start the show. Are we all set?
Yeah.
You need-
I'm gonna be munching throughout.
I
I
mean-
just got some of my meal in.
Technically, we're still starting. We could just start the podcast in a few minutes. We don't have to do that now. We're streaming, so people may or may not be watching, and Brad's face is the one that's everyone's going to be welcome to, which makes me believe that maybe I should change it.
Up to you.
You're too passive, Brad. You need to be like, my face will keep people here. Ugh.
I mean, if Roy's here already, then maybe not.
Is Roy here already?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, we got a couple people just jumped on.
Cool.
But nothing
Are
in the
they?
chat yet.
It's all us.
all-
No, I just watched it.
Oh, okay, nice. I'm going to it right now, although I'm logged into my other account. So, it feels like it's been a few. It feels like it's been a while since we recorded, like longer than it actually has been.
Yeah.
I don't know.
kinda does.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Also, I'm nasally in one nostril, which is kind of
Neat.
not neat at all. It's quite poopy, Matt.
Mm,
So I'm
good.
trying to breathe here.
Who needs it?
Oxygen. All right.
It's for
let's see
chumps.
what we got going on.
You're dependent on it. Free yourself. He says as he drinks caffeine.
Hold on, I gotta drink my caffeine. Yeah, if we're dependent on anything, it's caffeine. Look,
Yeah.
oxygen keeps you alive, but caffeine keeps you alive. There's a difference.
Keeps you not hating life, I
Yes,
guess? I don't know.
sure. I mean, it's true. All right. Are you all set, Matt?
Yeah.
All right, cool. What is up, everyone? Welcome to episode number 43 of 1868 Weekly. I am your host, John Macaluso, today joined by Matt Rafferty, and I actually have an image that I need to take off, which I did not mean to start with. Matt Rafferty, Matt, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
I am good, alive. We'll talk.
Alive is good.
We'll talk here about your background in a second. Also joined by Brad Polonsky. How you doing, Brad?
I'm doing fantastic. It's soccer week. Yeah.
Yes. Start out the podcast with Brad breaking out. The best.
Good start.
Yes. All right, so I guess we'll come back to me, and I'll let you guys know what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Reno 1868 FC. I know that that's surprising for many of you, but we've got to last week. We kind of had a bye, right? So last week we pretty much covered the tough loss against Phoenix Rising. So this week we're going to preview the match against T2, Portland Timbers 2, who are coming to town at Greater Nevada Field on Saturday. And gosh, guys, that's it. Schedule's been a little crazy for me, so I haven't been able to go down and get interviews yet. That's not to say that I won't try to have interviews before the match on Saturday. Should that happen, it'll be on social media. All right, so easy peasy. Matt, let's talk about your background here. What's going on? Okay, so I feel like this one's actually taken from your house. That's my guess.
Close.
Close. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that it's clearly a sunset,
It is a sunset,
and that
yeah.
there may or may not have been a fire nearby.
You know what? I think there was actually a fire earlier.
Cool.
I think that's why it was such a brilliant sunset.
Yeah, and I don't believe that was taken today because I look outside and I can still see the sun.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, no, not today. That's just a little farther north of me, up in the North Valleys, just out off of Red Rock.
Red Rock was. I should have said Red Rock.
Yeah, and it's just a little bit of older Reno kind of feel to it, and I love the sunsets up here. They're absolutely gorgeous.
We are definitely spoiled by our sunsets. To answer Antonio Gonzalez's question, who just popped up in the chat, yes, Brad is broken. Speak, Brad. Are you with us?
Yeah, I am. Can you not
okay,
hear me?
there you are. No, we didn't even hear any of your intro.
Oh, well, hi. I'm happy. Soccer. Yay.
Yeah, Brad's back for now. You sound like you may cut out again.
It's probably my Wi-Fi. Everybody in my house is doing a fantasy football draft today, and as a result, Wi-Fi is
All right.
not going.
Yeah,
too happy.
if you are if your Wi-Fi's slowing down from fantasy football, we're gonna have to talk to you about upgrading your service, sir.
There's five of
Yeah.
us. There's 5 of us here that are drafting,
For fantasy,
and I'm on the
But
I'm on
still,
the furthest
still,
end of the
man.
house. I'm on the furthest end of the
I'm
house.
just
I get
saying
in the basement. Yeah.
I had
Wi-Fi extenders. You can run 100-foot long cable. Do something.
I
man.
had a fantasy
Oh, I
league.
have a 50-foot long one.
I had a
Don't let me
fantasy
use
league for
it.
years, and we used to draft at New York with like 12 people in addition to every other customer there. Yeah, we gotta talk about your internet, buddy. All right, but we'll not do that here on the 1868 Weekly Podcast. What we will do is pop up Will Seymour right over my shoulder. He's got a thumbs up. Brad, since we lost you, I want to know why in this picture. Why is this the picture of the week? Why this picture of Will Seymour with a thumbs up? Could be a couple of reasons. There are wrong answers, but I think you'll be able to at least guess one reason why.
I mean, I'm gonna go with the safe answer here because we have a home game this weekend, and we'll see more as a flippin' beast. But if my risky answer, do we only have 8 more games left in the year, during the regular season?
9.
Ish.
Okay, ish.
Yeah, I think we played 25. So yeah, that should be 9.
Okay.
Okay.
And where you're going?
Yeah, I
With
was gonna say, is this going somewhere, Brad?
No, it wasn't. That was my guess.
Wait, so the thumbs up is that we have 9 games left?
No, the 8. That's his jersey. I guess. Do we have 8?
Okay. That was a solid guess. Actually, that's not a wrong guess, but a solid one. Matt, do you have a guess?
that?
I did point it out before I put his picture up, but it wasn't like, oh hey, this is the reason why I'm putting him up.
Oh man, is that when I was zoning out and just slamming food? I'm gonna go with because you love thumbs ups.
I do love thumbs up, but that is not the reason. And
Okay.
I will divulge the reason to everybody, and you guys will probably laugh. For one, ESPN has extended its contract with the USL. Thumbs up
Yes,
on that because ESPN has its issues, but I have been enjoying it. So that's partly why we have Will Seymour up here today with a thumbs up. Also, I've got like a little bit of white space in the stream by his picture, which is actually driving me nuts. So give me like 1 second to fix that. You guys see it?
On
This
the
is
left
why
side.
you
Yeah, on the
watch
left
the
side. That's
stream
driving
over
me
anything.
nuts.
Yeah.
Stream's where it's at.
Boom. There we go. Problem solved. All right. So, the other reason involves the best mascot in the USL. Something about Truckee, coming in first on that USL poll. Surprised, gentlemen?
Not at all.
No, I really don't think so. Truckee is the best. He's unique. He's different. He's not just a person or an animal, and he really has fun with the crowd.
Yes.
He should win.
Yes, agreed. And he did. So that's the other reason why I have thumbs up. Now, the cool part about this picture is that although Matt and Brad may have been wrong in the way for the reasons as to why I put this picture up, it can mean anything. Thumbs up for anything. I mean, the sun came up today. Stoked about that. We've got a match at home on Saturday. Stoked about that. We've got a free scarf or a giveaway for like the first 1,000 people, right? And it's kind of a nice scarf. I dig it. It's thin. So super excited for that. Tons of reasons for this picture to mean something to everybody. And part of one of the cool things that I love about photography, it's, I took it just in the heat in the moment, and it could mean a million different things.
So there's no rhyme or reason why Will Seymour. It could have been any player with the thumbs up. You just
Oh,
chose Will
totally.
Seymour.
Yeah, no, it could
Okay.
have been any player. So, like, specifically Will Seymour, there's no specific reason. Thanks for repositioning yourself there. There's no specific reason that I chose Will Seymour. It's more for the thumbs up. And it's a solid picture. Not too shabby. All right. Speaking of Saturday, Grand Nevada Field, we've got a visitor coming into town, and it's Portland Timbers 2. General thoughts on this match coming up?
General thoughts.
General thoughts.
It's another two team. We've said it over and over again. You never know who they're going to come with. They have been really good for most of the season, and I feel like they've hit a bit of a slump, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to be able to come out and do some damage. It'll be really nice to have the boys back at home, though, and I really think we need to get that home cooking going again and get the points rolling again. Like losing twice in a row, that doesn't happen. We don't know what that feels like. So this has to be the turnaround point.
Sorry, I'm a little bit sniffly. Yes, it does need to be the turning point, and I have full confidence in Reno, especially coming out of a bye week. Brad, do you have some thoughts?
Going into this game with Timbers 2, I don't know what it is, but just always the two teams kind of scare me more than anybody else because they're a little more unpredictable than all the other teams because, worst comes to worst, they send down actually really talented players and get that. But, hopefully we don't see any of the main call downs. I just know that Timbers 2 is a team that's going to make the playoffs this year. It's a very D2 team.
Somehow I think, heard everything that you said, Brad. Pixelated as it may be.
Good.
But yeah, we got it. Yeah, it should be a good, interesting challenge for Reno. Portland is in playoff position, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I'm pulling that up right now. Standings.
Matt, you are
Timbers
muted.
2. No, they're currently in 12th.
Yay!
They're still better. They were in top of the league early in the season.
Yeah, but right now, like at this point in time, yes, they're a potential
12th.
playoff team.
Yes.
Okay.
They are 3 points out of 6th in 12th place. That's ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. That is actually really insane how close the race for playoffs is there.
It has been for a couple months now. It's just tight.
It's just
tight race.
Matt, we haven't had to worry about it up here,
No.
So that's why it completely slipped past me. That's not. It's kind of like the king walks outside and sees the peasants groveling over bread and fighting for it.
The difference between
Love it.
4th and 15th is 6 points. And the team currently sitting in 4th, Austin Mold, still has 9 goals. Absolutely ridiculous.
What I gotta know, what kind of fantasy football league is this? It's got to be like everyone plays Madden to have a pick, or like a giant LAN party, right?
Did my screen cut out? That's why you're asking me this?
You're robot Brad today.
Oh, no, it's a standard 8 league, except more than half of the people live in my house. So yeah.
I wish we had the rights to Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto, by Styx. Thanks. I appreciate the smile, Matt. All right. Do you guys have any players that we need to be on the lookout for coming into Greater Nevada Field on Saturday?
I mean,
Matt, I think you're muted again, sir.
I'm not the only one. Today.
It's okay.
I clicked it.
It's all right. I appreciate you wanting to keep the chewing or whatever else it is you're doing out of the show. But I need your voice, Matt. I need you now.
Okay, here we go. So Darren Esprilla, he is hit or miss whether or not he's going to be there. I think he's one of those fringe MLS players that gets sent down on a regular basis. But one of the regulars who's always there and he's always getting shots, creating chances is Foster Langsdorf. And
that's what I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, I mean he's really one of the only guys they have like who's pretty consistent. Him and maybe like Hurtado. And I think those are really the names that we have to worry about.
And Brad, it seemed like you had a consensus there, but do you have anyone else in mind?
Oh, no, not really. I don't know too much about the roster. I'm just kind of looking at who they've been playing recently. Coming off 2 losses in a row, and the only names I recognize are players like Matt Zathrilla and Langsdorff.
Okay.
And even so, Asperilla hasn't played weeks ago, so he like Matt that he's back. We don't know where he's gonna be.
All right, let's go into some questions we have for Reno. Matt, since you're a little bit less pixelated, I'm going to have you go first on this one.
A little bit less, but it's still there, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, good. As long as I can keep that up. Questions for Reno. I think it might be more for the fan base more so than the team. Like, this is right around the time that I think we might want to start seeing a bump in attendance. You know, I feel like the team has been really good about pushing out the message in the last like month or so, and there's been a lot of chatter. There's a lot of activity online. I think people are paying attention, maybe because the kids are back in school, and then you all the parents have some time to breathe or something, or people are just starving for some sports because everything else is in off season right now.
Yeah.
So I think this is really a good chance to draw in some more people and have the team and the supported groups put on a good show and get people back. Like, I think this is actually a really important game.
But your question is about attendance.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it. Normally it's about play. Mine will be about play. So I appreciate the extra input from elsewhere. Brad, what is your question this week?
My question this week is: will we get bleeped by San Jose? We've complained about it so much that I feel like it's a moot point me even bringing it up, because let's be honest, we've been completely and totally just toyed with by San Jose. But it's a question we got to keep asking: are we gonna see 4 San Jose players here? Because yesterday at the practice, we still didn't even know who the goalies were that we were sent. It's just kind of they're going to come up here Thursday afternoon, Friday night, and we'll see how we fit them in.
Well, I think to give the team some credit, Reno, we don't usually get our goalies until just before the match anyway. So like that's its own matter. But look, it's not a situation where one goalie is significantly better than the other. We're happy with either one, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different though when they're sending us players who don't want to be here and show it. When if you're getting Matt Persano and if you're getting JT Marcinkowski, you're getting somebody who's going to try their best. And you can't always say that about players that come down from San Jose. I think that maybe you can argue Fuentes, honestly. I think Calvillo is kind of not one that you feel like just doesn't want to be here, in my opinion.
It does seem like that sometimes. Yeah. He lets marks go too easily. He makes stupid fouls. I want to say he has the most red cards on our team, like an individual player. Because for some reason that name just raises red card flags.
Yeah, it's just it seems like a frustration, maybe of just being here in general. Means you're gonna make a play you shouldn't make.
It's quite possible.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of outside factors that can go into that. All we see is what's right on the field.
Sure, but unfortunately, that's what matters, right? Is what happens on the field. And so, yeah, I think that's a really important question, Brad. My question is, I feel like last year and the years prior, and gentlemen, please correct me if I'm wrong, but Reno has kind of dropped off near the end of both seasons. As in, play kind of isn't as good as it was in the middle of the season. I just don't want to go into playoffs as a rocky team. I think we hit playoffs really, really strongly last year, beating Orange County. But I'd like to win more than one match, near the end of the season. And Brad, you were saying we got like 8 or 9 games left, so we still have plenty of time. But and then to kind of that was kind of like the first half of the question. The second half of the question is how Reno is going to react coming off of that tough loss against Phoenix, even with this bye week. Bye weeks typically help teams, I would argue, but in some situations they can hinder a team. And if after a big loss like this, the players might want to get back out and get some redemption. I just want to see how that goes. So that's my question: is how that's going to happen, and if we're going to see some really solid play continuing from Reno for the remainder of the season. Did you guys want to address any of our questions?
No,
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, we asked a bunch of questions. Do you guys want to try to answer them?
I guess I'll try to answer my own question. We're gonna see 1 or 2 players guaranteed from San Jose, and they're probably gonna take up a good half the game. I really do not hope to see Eric Calvillo back up here again. He was the one player that I actually was like actively cursing out after the game that he played here last when he got himself red carded. It was obvious he didn't want to be up here. His performance showed that. His demeanor showed that walking off the field. But we're probably gonna see a player like either Kevin Partita back up, and he's welcome in my book. Maybe Gilbert again. They're gonna keep sending up players until either we miss out on playoffs or who knows.
I thought.
Well-
Sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I guess I'll address your question, John. Yeah, there is typically a bit of a slump towards the end. It kind of like dips down and then takes a tiny little peek back up at the end going into playoffs, which is, it's a good sign seeing them get better before playoffs. But yeah, I'm with you. I want to see steady, if not growth, from here on out. And it looks entirely possible. Looking at the schedule here, we have 3 home games in 10 days. And I feel like our boys strive. They really do well in those kind of situations.
Mm-hmm.
If they're just kind of stacked, they seem to rack up points whether home or away. And we got T2, Fresno, and Tacoma. So Fresno, we're going to draw with them because that's just what we do with Fresno. But the other 2 are entirely seriously. The other 2 are entirely beatable. And just after that, there's at Austin, at New Mexico. Both we have beaten. Both we can beat at their home. Then we host Salt Lake and then El Paso. Both are very beatable. And then, of course, there's the Silver State Cup down in Vegas, and we finish up at Tulsa. That is not a tough schedule. And I think it's entirely possible we get a good chunk of points out of there, finish with like 62, 63 points on the season to stay in either second or third and easily cement ourselves in a home playoff.
Yeah.
It can easily happen. All they got to do is play their game.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. But you don't really know until it happens, which otherwise it wouldn't have been a question. So let's talk predictions. We didn't do predictions last week. The main reason for that being that nobody got the Phoenix score right. And so yeah, let's if the score stays as it is right now, I'm fine with that, guys. Brad looks like
I don't know,
he's
man.
cool with that.
Dude, I'm coming for you. One of these days, I'm going to win again.
Hey, I've been in the lead for maybe a month, but Matt, you were in the lead for like half the season.
Yeah, but I'm coming back, buddy. There's still time.
This score predicting is not easy. It's really not. And then I think score predicting who makes the goals is actually easier, because you've got you have the consistency of Brian Brown for the first half of the season, and then you have Corey Hertzog, who many of us picked to score against Phoenix, and that happened. And yeah, so if you just go with Corey Hertzog or Brian Brown, don't go with Brian Brown anymore. I don't think that's going to work out. But go with
I
Corey.
mean, you guys can.
That's like picking Andrew Luck for your fantasy, like we were talking about earlier. But yeah. So I've still got the lead. Brad? You're looking at a screen. Please tell me you have the list in front of you.
For
what we're talking about, Brad.
I was trying. For scores. No, I was trying to find the tweet that I wanted to bring up later on in the episode for news.
I'm going to ask you not to, actually. Yeah, I want confirmation.
I will get back to you on that. How about that?
That's fine. Yeah, Brad. This is a TBA conversation. So yeah, we'll talk about it when it's confirmed, Brad. But I do appreciate. I saw that tweet, and I appreciate you bringing it up. Antonio has a prediction.
Hey,
We've got a 3-1 win for Reno, and the two scores. You got two from Corey Hertzog, which logical. I dig it. And then you got one from the one and the only, the mustachioed Seth Kasipli. Cool. I dig it.
yeah,
I dig
good
it.
prediction.
Yeah. I think, all right, I'm going to go off memory here. I've really been meaning to make a graphic for the standings in our predictions, and I will. I'll get to it eventually. But I'm in first, in case you guys were curious. King of the Castle. And then we've got Deej and Roy are tied for second, and then Matt for third.
Yep, that's me.
Okay, and nobody else is close to Matt, I think, right? Or no, Brad. What about you? Where are you?
I'm with 1 point. I'm in 1 point, and Matt's in fourth because we have the two tied for second. I'm in fifth, right behind Matt with 1 win.
And Laura's got a point.
And Laura has a point. That's right. I remember that. Okay. So yeah, we'll have a graphic at some point. I apologize for not having. I was thinking about it. I'm like, we are a video podcast now, and we're doing predictions and scores, and I don't have a standing board. Like, what's wrong with me, right? Yeah. So I'll get that up and running at some point. I'd like to have it up within the next couple of weeks, and that way we don't forget. Because sometimes we use notes and sometimes we don't. This week is one of the weeks where we don't use notes. I don't think we used notes last week either, right? So when we don't use notes, you guys are getting us raw. So take that as you will. All right. No laughter. You guys are like gargoyles today.
I was waiting for it for a little bit of
a chuckle,
Dead
but
Space
nothing. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I'm gonna retire now, I guess. This is why I'm not a comic. Anyway.
And good night, everybody.
So that's the end of the episode. Thanks, guys. Take care. What's your predictions, guys? Brad, you're not pixelated anymore. It looks like the fantasy draft ended.
All right, we'll give it a try. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 2-1 Reno win, and it's gonna be close. I feel like every game against Fresno is close, but this is a home game, so it's different. 2-1 for Reno, and I'm gonna have both of them come from Corey this week.
Okay. And Matt, what is your prediction?
All right, my prediction is going to be 3-0. I think it's going to be Corey, Lindo, and the Portland Killer himself, Danny Mazowski.
Cool. Yeah, Danny is also a safe bet when we're playing Portland. Guys, I'm gonna go with a Crazy Roy score here.
Oh,
I'm going 4-1 for Reno. Yes.
Okay.
And I'm saying we got 2 from Corey Hertzog. We've got 1 from Duke Lacroix, and then 1 from Zach Carroll. Yes, you heard it here first. Zach Carroll. I'm going to say it's one of those headers that we haven't seen yet. To be specific, do I get extra points for being that specific? It's going to be a corner kick header for Zach Carroll.
You know, I'll give you an extra half a point if that actually ends up happening. But you have to get all the other goal scorers correct as well.
Okay, I think that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. If I get all other goal score, I don't think anyone's gonna pick a 4-1 win for Reno, but I don't know. I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling the lust for revenge from Reno. I can feel it from here, guys. I'm miles away from Greater Nevada Field, and I can feel it. But yeah, I have full confidence in Reno this week. Obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be picking 4-1. So that's that, guys. Usually our predictions are the last thing that we talk about when it comes to talking about a match ahead of time. We're only half an hour into the podcast. So, yes, I know, yeah. So, let's talk about general soccer shenanigans. And I'm talking whatever you guys want to talk about regarding the beautiful sport of football.
All right. Well, I guess I will start. In the soccer world right now, the San Jose Earthquakes had set this past week a couple of records. I know John, I see with a little smirk in the corner down there. With 43 shots in a game. Absolutely ridiculous number. 19 of those on goal. San Jose set a record in both of those. Still only got 3 goals. It was a good performance from the Whitecaps keeper, but 43 shots, whenever, to put that into perspective, when people ask me, well, is 43 a lot? Because in basketball, I see 50 shots a game. Putting that into perspective, the average soccer game, you're lucky to get anywhere from like 10 to 20. Like 10 to 12 is really what happens most games. Usually defenses can stop shots. So almost 4 times that is ridiculous.
I'm happy about it. And so is Matt. Yeah.
I mean, good for him.
Yeah, it doesn't really affect you. Although you did have some fun stuff happening in the US or in the MLS this weekend as well. Rivalry week.
Yeah. I mean, that one, it was a thriller. It was a good performance. Should have been a win, but there's only one Zlatan. There's not 10 of them, so unfortunately, he can only carry him so far.
Right. Well, they have one Carlos Vela. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, that was a fun game though. It's always it's a really fun game whenever it's LAFC in the Galaxy. I don't like either team because I'm pretty anti LA. In case you guys were curious, I mean, the only team that I have ever supported in LA is not originally from LA. I mean, actually, anyway.
Their first season was LA
in 1963. So I mean, that was 3 years after my dad was born. So
yeah, but it's still there.
Shut up, Matt. All right, so Brad completely stole what I want to talk about, which is fine because our Reno's affiliate is playing fairly good football, just across the Sierras. So yeah, Premier League's back. Manchester United has since lost to Crystal Palace the last time we talked. I was pretty butthurt about that. Oh, you know what? There's sports stuff I want to talk about, but it's not soccer stuff. So yeah,
No.
Before we get to that, is there anything else you guys want to talk about that's soccer related?
It's nice that we can gloat about having ESPN Plus now.
Oh yeah,
especially with Nisa just announcing that they signed a broadcasting deal with Mike Cujo player. So sucks for them. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Doesn't work on a lot of stuff. It's terrible production. Yeah, so enjoy that, guys.
Yeah. Continue. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. And then a little other things on the side. I mean, we got Chicago completely dropping off the USL now. I know that the speculation was it probably wasn't going to happen because they couldn't secure that land. But now it's official. They're no longer on the USL website. Their website is down. And they're kaput, unfortunately, at least for now.
The silence is coming after reading a comment from Antonio. Apparently, the record for the world's most consecutive matches without a win was beaten today. And that's
such a noble.
Yeah, that's apparently held by Veracruz in Liga MX. 33 matches without a win. And Antonio throws in an additional stat. They have not won a game in 367 days.
Damn.
Yeah, what has happened in the world in 367 days? Where, like, how do you not lose every fan you've ever had? There has to be.
God.
It's like, I imagine a spiral staircase of depression and anxiety, and it's almost like if your team wins a game, you're gonna need like more proof than actually watching it.
But see, what I'm confused about is how do you not win in 33 matches and still be in like the top league?
Yeah.
Don't they have Pro Rel over there?
I'm not sure. Antonio, if you're listening, do they not have Pro Rel? That's actually a good question. I didn't even.
And
think
if they
about
do, how the hell do they survive relegation?
I can actually say that. So Liga MX has a system where teams get relegated once every 3 years. So
Hmm.
they accumulate points over 3 years, and after 3 years, whoever's down in the basement gets relegated.
So they will.
Um,
There's just no
so
way to
yeah,
come
at
back
the
from
end of
that.
the cycle, they'll probably get relegated.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can have like one really, really stinker season, and if the other ones you're like fourth place, consistently,
Okay.
then yeah.
Let me tell you, it's better than
I kinda
no
like that.
relegation.
No, Antonio just corrected me that it's yearly. Then whatever he told
Oh.
me somewhere else that.
Well,
Thanks,
Remember, kids,
Antonio.
don't believe everything you hear on the internet.
it's
Well,
still
no, Antonio was the one who told me this, so maybe it's a different league he was referring to.
perhaps. I mean, we could just do a simple Google search real quick.
Mm,
Let me. But it's not. God, Antonio giving us false facts on this podcast. Team. Veracruz.
Wait.
I mean, there is a possibility that it's. Or there is
Okay.
a chance that they could be this bad and still be in Liga MX.
So it's yearly based on the accumulation of 3 years, is what he's saying? That makes no sense.
Oh, it does. So it counts up the last 3 years of play, but it
Okay.
happens every year. So Veracruz could have done well enough.
Okay.
Like it's kind of dumb the way it sounds. Like the way you made it sound earlier was kind of makes sense and kind of fun, but this is kind of like,
Dumb.
yeah. So let's see. Yeah, so totally just confirmed that the last win was 365 days ago as of 2 days ago. So that is a correct stat. So I apologize, Antonio. Antonio is correct. That is really, really rough. What do you do? Like, as a fan, what do you do?
Keep on chugging. You drink a lot?
Well,
And you try
you're
every
going
day.
to at that point, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what you did there.
All right. So, more soccer stuff. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I got things.
Yes. All right. We got Matt. What's up?
All right. U.S. Open Cup. The final just wrapped up. I was watching a little
Oh,
bit before we
yeah.
got started, and then cut it off. So Atlanta United beat Minnesota United. It's the United Cup apparently, and they ended up winning 2-1. The first goal of the game was a Minnesota own goal, which super sucks. But even with that, they were able to make it 2-1. And then Atlanta got a red card. They're playing a man down. Minnesota still couldn't make it happen. So Atlanta wins trophies, man.
Bah humbug. Wish it was a
Yeah.
USL team.
It should have been
Yeah, but
one of these days.
yeah, one of these days. All right. More soccer shenanigans, or can I talk about the Chargers?
Talk about them bolts.
what is- I'm just going to keep talking about soccer so you can't talk about football. I'm just going to filibuster. Right now, Tacoma is hosting Phoenix, and Phoenix is up 1-0 in the 13th minute. There's that. We can talk about that for a little bit.
Actually, I do really hope Phoenix loses. That
They
is a
won't.
I mean, who doesn't?
legitimate conversation that we
So
could be
you're
having.
talking about first place versus 16th place. Yeah, if first place doesn't win that
Trap
game,
game.
we're gonna have
It's a
yeah.
trap game. It's
Mm,
always a
I
trap
mean,
game when you're playing last place.
last year, the defending and soon-to-be champion Louisville were defeated 4-1 by T2. I mean, EFC2, back when they were actually a thing. So embarrassing losses from the bottom of the table to the top can happen. And here's hoping it happens tonight.
Yes,
I mean, like you said though, it's already 1-0.
everyone in the USL is hoping. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So, all right, yeah, Chargers. All right, thanks, Matt. So, I finally it's less about the Chargers, more about my purchasing habits. I finally bought a new jersey. Their home jersey this year is the Powder Blues, which are the prettiest jerseys in the NFL.
Mhm.
And I got one, so I'm pretty stoked for it. So that's all, Matt. That's all I wanted to say. I mean, it's just, I'm happy I got.
Okay, I'm back.
I'm happy
Yeah.
I got a jersey. Matt
Cool.
left,
Oh,
in
man.
case you all were curious.
Oh no, actually, now that you do mention it, I did get a jersey myself too for the Chargers. An old from last year, since he's currently changed his number. Joey Bosa. My brother lives down in LA. Found a Joey Bosa Color Rush jersey, like the
Oh, the
middle
color
tier.
rushes are awesome.
I know, like there's the $99, the $150, and then like the $200 jersey.
Yeah.
My brother found the second level, that $150 level, for $40 in LA.
Oh, nice. That's
His
awesome.
old number Color Rush jersey. I'm like, oh, send it my way.
Yeah, I got that jersey, or I got a Antonio Gates jersey. I had to hunt for it, but I found one, and I ended up getting a discount on it, but not that much of a discount. Like, I ended up only getting one for 85. So I think it's an awesome deal, but $40, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He stole it.
Oh yeah.
I just looked up Color Rush. What is that? Can
So
you tell?
Color Rush is a promotion that the league has because Thursday night football games are so goddamn boring.
Mhm.
Usually, most of those games are between teams at the bottom, like bottom feeders. Like you'll see, in previous years when the Browns were terrible, you'd see like a Cleveland Browns, New York Jets, or Tennessee Titans game, or Jacksonville, Tennessee. I think was 2 years in a row that was on Thursday, and so they wanted to spice things up a bit, and so as a result, they introduced these jerseys that were colorful, like super super colorful, and they made every team have to get a game on Thursday night so that they could wear these jerseys once a year. So it was called Color Rush. And yeah,
Some of them
it's
are like
interesting.
really clean, and then some of them are really boring.
Yeah, like what was it? New York Jets is like gangrene.
Yeah, it was like
whatever their
Christmas
color
tree
was.
green.
Yeah, and it was I think it was New York Jets versus the Buffalo Bills. It was green versus red.
Look that up, Matt. They've got to be
Mhm.
like some of the ugliest jerseys you've ever seen.
Yeah, it was red green
Yeah,
color
they
blindness.
came up when it did the Color Rush.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
pretty
It's
bad.
not pretty. It kind of looks like Seattle Sounders
Yeah.
highlighter kits they used in the Open Cup a few
Yeah.
years back.
Kinda.
Mhm.
It's ugly.
Ew.
But yeah, that one game with Buffalo Bills, New York Jets was so bad from a color standpoint. Like people who were red green colorblind had no idea which team was
No,
which.
do you remember the Christmas tree bowl where you had the Jets in Tampa Bay? They look like Christmas lights because Tampa Bay is like that red.
Mm-hmm.
That's just hideous. I like Color Rush for the most part. Some jerseys are really nice. Like we're lucky to have really nice Chargers jerseys, and I think the Saints
Mhm.
are really nice too. So yeah, I mean it's not too different in my opinion than what like last year's 1868 alternate jersey was, which is right behind Brad. You can see it there in the corner. I still need to get one of those. Those are like beautiful jerseys. Yeah,
I don't know if they have.
What's that?
I don't know if they still have.
I don't know. I would imagine not.
Yeah, I want to say those are already sold.
Yeah, that's all right. Are we gonna have alternates this year?
Who knows?
I don't think so, man. It doesn't seem like it.
Because I know this is gonna sound crazy to you guys, but if that jersey behind Brad were switched, the sleeves were yellow, I dig that. I would dig that.
I would love it
Eh.
for it to have like some hoops in the middle, but honestly, it kind of grows on you that that's the way it should look.
Yeah.
So I'm not complaining.
Plus, we need more
Although,
gold.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I know that jersey was made for the 150th anniversary of Reno as a city. That's the whole idea behind that jersey. So
What if we did like a Nevada kind of jersey? Like
Kinda like-
silver and blue.
kind of like what the
Nevada.
Wolfpack basketball team
Yes.
did.
Well, either Nevada. Any Nevada.
Well, I
like,
guess-
when I say Nevada,
I
I'm
guess it would
talking
be the
about the
opposite
school.
of that.
What's up?
I feel like it would be the opposite of that because our colors are already based off the flag. When Nevada does their special Battleborn stuff, they use the flag colors. So if we did a Nevada flag one, it would just be a standard jersey.
Well,
I'm down with the navy and silver though. Absolutely.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm
I
thinking.
know, but yeah, Brad, you're just kind of frozen there.
Oh yeah, let me come to you, Matt, since you're actually talking. Sorry, I have been neglecting my camera switching duties today.
And plus, his stream is just frozen.
It's funny because he's like moving around on Hangouts.
I don't know.
Huh?
It's
Anyway,
weird
Maybe
today.
it's just from my
The-
side.
the-
Yeah. Oh,
as
there
long
you
as
go.
we
Now you
can
started
hear
moving.
you, Brad.
The hell?
So
Yeah, no, because
Mm.
Matt's doing the same thing for me, so it might just be a combination of us two.
I think
Nah,
that
my internet's great right now.
a completely silver jersey with some like navy accents I think would be cool. Like maybe I don't know. Like it's hard. It's really funny because it's hard to picture it without picturing Nevada jerseys, football and
I
basketball.
think that would be kind of
but-
the point, wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Just to like give it.
Oh, totally. Yeah, some like a kind of a Wolfpack flair. I think would be kind of rad. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Could we maybe do something like this? Like Sporting KC's Argyle from a bit ago, where it's all silver, and then
Oh,
the
that would
actual
be
Argyle
fun.
inside could be navy blue. That would be super slow.
Yeah, that would be fun. Brad doesn't seem like he's into it though.
Yeah, I'm not a huge, Argyle belongs on his scarf in my opinion, as you can see behind me with the U.S. women's team, like there. I don't like Argyle jerseys per se. I think they're kind of tacky-ish, like tacky sweater.
Also, I would be totally down to have a collar. Yeah.
Oh yeah, collars are cool.
Yep, I know. Well, I was actually not expecting that, Brad. That's what I was expecting right there. I like collars. Okay, I'm wearing one right now.
No collars, no capes.
I mean, we could do capes.
Yeah, capes are fine.
Actually, no, I'm kind of into a cape.
As long as it gets caught up in opposing players' faces.
Well, that's the whole point, wouldn't it be?
I think so, yeah. All right, random thoughts. Antonio took my side with the collars. Let's go into random thoughts, which this whole segment has kind of been like a random thought relating to like soccer. But Brad, I'm going to let you go first. What is your random thought this week?
All right. So my random thought is I don't know why any of you guys actually never called me out for during the prediction phase. I said Fresno was who we were playing this week. I was wrong. So I'm just gonna correct myself.
I was gonna
there,
let it
random
pass.
thoughts. Okay, I'm gonna correct myself. I did know that I was talking about Portland Timbers too, but since we had literally talked about Fresno before that,
I bet
I'm
you
catching
nobody
myself
noticed.
now.
Like
Matt did, he
Antonio
said-
didn't notice.
Did.
Matt may have noticed, but he didn't say anything, which is unacceptable, by the way, Matt. You need to know, Matt, you of all people know that when Brad makes a mistake, we burn him at the stake.
That's fair. I felt like he needs a pass every now and then.
Yeah, you're too nice. He got a pass with his hair, and that's all he deserves. That's all
Alright,
he gets.
for a real random
Real
thought,
random thought.
for a real random thought, I am excited for video game season coming up. We got Borderlands 3 and like 2. We got Pokemon Too Far Out, and going on to next year, we got Animal Crossing. I've been on Borderlands 3 hype for a long time, and I just want to hear now. Like I've ordered the expensive edition just because it's the first game here that I'm really getting for myself. John has his games he gets hyped about, but this is my game. This is my game I'm hyped about. So
I think we got like every other word of that.
Yeah, kind of.
All right, I'm gonna go to.
don't worry
I'm gonna give
about
you
it.
another.
it was random.
I'm gonna give you another shot, Brad. But first, we're gonna go to Matt.
We're gonna go to Matt. Okay. Crap. I had one, and then I was distracted by Brad's choppiness. Son of a bitch.
Interrupt me. Interrupt me.
Interrupt you? We can't even
Why?
hear you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even realize it until it was a few seconds
Yes,
after
I
we did it
hear-
anyway.
Oh,
All right, I might be.
Okay. Oh, actually, I got it now. I
Okay,
remember now.
all right.
Okay. So I was thinking about the ESPN Plus deal and Disney Plus and how D23 just happened this past weekend. Mad amounts of new content coming out, especially being dropped right away in November when Disney Plus gets released.
Yeah.
You got the Mandalorian. You got an Obi-Wan series that's not coming until next year, but Ewan McGregor's coming back. Yes. All kinds of crazy Marvel franchises that nobody ever expected would ever get the light of day. There's Moon Knight, Ms.
Moon
Marvel,
Knight.
Moon
Oh, so
Knight.
stoked. That's awesome.
It has to be rated R. They are or like M14
If
or
they
whatever.
can get it to around where Daredevil on Netflix was, or even The Punisher, I dig it. I'm all on board.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
And so, dude, there's so much great stuff coming out from our Disney overlords, and I for one welcome them. I'm ready for this to happen. My body is ready.
Yeah, D23 was awesome. WandaVision is a sitcom?
Dude, that's one I didn't even bring up.
Yeah.
I'm actually almost the most excited for that one because it's supposed to be set in like a Leave It to Beaver kind of thing.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be like super weird, and I think it's supposed to lead into
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange's
Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, so they can have some fun with that.
Dude, I read a theory online about this show that just blew my mind. We'll talk about it off air because I don't want to spoil it for everyone. But yeah, that was the biggest surprise to me was that it's a sitcom. So that should be really interesting. My random thought. Oh man, that puts so many more thoughts into my head. A lot to be excited about as far as Disney is concerned. And as Antonio pointed out, like before you even started talking, Matt, was that he hopes Sony and Disney work it all out, which we also do, because I don't care about Spider-Man anymore if he's not in the MCU.
Nope.
So yeah, there's that. I'm really excited for Gears of War. I bought it on a whim. Not too long ago, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna buy this eventually, so I might as well buy it while it's still on a discount. Because I buy it from CD Keys, so when you buy from CD Keys, you get a discount before games come out, but once they come out, it's back to full price. So I thought, I'd pre-order it, and I pre-ordered it, and then they started announcing all this extra junk for it, and I'm just really stoked. So that's as Brad put it, he's excited for Borderlands. I'm really excited for Gears of War, and the alpha was really sweet, by the way. As far as other random thoughts, I hope the community event, the community practice went well. It seemed that I go to practice often, so it's really nothing new for me. But I know sometimes it's cool to see how the team practices. So I hope everyone that watches the show or listens to the show had a good time there. And I got nothing. Oh, you know what? I do have something, guys. Just watched a soccer documentary on Amazon that I really wanted to share with everyone who listens to the podcast and watches on YouTube. It's called This Is Football. And there are, I think, 6 episodes, and it's just it's just a documentary about the just the power of football and the power of soccer. And like the first episode follows some people who were in Rwanda when the Rwandan genocides in 1994 took place, and how football was kind of how they were able to, come together as a country after all of that happened, and it's just really, really powerful. And they're Liverpool, I can't talk. They're Liverpool fans, so once you get over to that, it's just really great.
Ew.
Yeah, no, I mean, it really makes you like realize how powerful these big teams in the Premier League are, and it's just in the best way. I mean, like, look, it had me tearing up after episode 1. It had me tearing up after episode 2. Episode 2 was all about women's soccer around the world, and so that was really cool. And then some heavy stuff, some not so heavy stuff, like Iceland qualifying for the World Cup, and it's just phenomenal. It's a really good documentary. This is football, and it's only on Amazon Prime. So, I mean, if you're paying for Amazon Prime, you've got Amazon Video. So watch it. It's incredible. It's great. I mean, I really can't talk any more highly of it. So check that out, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really great. Be prepared with the tissue for the first 2 episodes. I'm telling you. It's. I almost just let out so many expletives just now. It's really great, and it really lends more weight to the sport that we all love. So, yeah, check that out. And that's all a random thought I got for you guys. I'm so glad I remembered that because I've been wanting to talk about it on the podcast all week. Let's do social media. Matt, where can we find you?
All right. You can find me as usual, mostly on Reddit on r/USL Pro, sometimes on Twitter. On both of those, my handle is RafOutLoud with underscores between each word.
All right. And Brad?
You can find me coming in clearly on Twitter at PalOnTheSky. And yeah, that's about it.
All right. And then you guys can find me at John Macaluso on pretty much all forms of media. And real John Macaluso it's the John Macaluso on Instagram. And then, of course, 1868 Weekly on Twitter. And if you guys haven't subscribed to YouTube, as Matt so aptly puts, hit that subscribe button. Hit it until your computer breaks. Don't do that because then you can't watch us next week. But, put some emphasis in that click. And that's all we got for you. So, Brad, you got something to say for us?
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening, doing everything you do. See you guys on Saturday out at Greater Nevada Field. In Ian we trust, and
Vamos
Azules!
See y'all.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, bye, everybody.